anyị na-achọ ihe na-eme fụzie ndị si n'ime ọhịa wee gbapụta wee sị anyị stop there gbawazie anyị ebe and ofu onye n'ime ha yi akwa ndị anyị so ha bịa sọrị ndị anyị ebe ahụ anyị ncha niile da ha baa n'ime moto okorisie ego niile anyị retere wee sị anyị enter bush anyị soro ha banye ime ọfịa so anyị soro ha banye ime ọfịa ọ sị na ha bụ ndị ahụ ya na-ekwu maka ya a na-akpọ kidnappers so since ụnyaahụ anyị nụ ihe na-eme anyị na-aga ije anyị arahụ ụra anyị gakọtara ije bidote n'abalị ụnyaahụ mgbede ahụ chifokwa anyị bidokwa ebe anyị kwụsịrị so ebe anyị nọzi ha na-ekpezi anyị ikpe azịrị a ga-egbu anyị ma ọ na anyị wetara nsọ anyị na-ajụzi ha na-ayọ ha anyị kpọchaa nọmbas ndị be anyị ọ sị na ihe anyị ga-eweta bụ 30 million each person so and mụnwa afụrubeghị 30 million anya since ụwa ya fọzi ahụ nke m ga-eweta so ngwakwa na m afụrubeghị foduka ego ọ sị na ebe anyị na-eje ahịa hịara ndị nsị a na ego nke nete yesterday n'ihi na alụgo m ya owere ụra manwụ na ntị ebe ntị m adị m anụchazi ihe ọfụma so si na ọha bụ maka ndị high killers ahụ anyị gwara ndị be anyị na ndị kidnappers anara anyị fon na-akpọ ndị be anyị ha na-asị a kedu ụdị ego a na ha pụtụbeghị ego ahụ anyị ọ sị na ha ga-egbukwa anyị ebe ahụ olesi na ọkwa ha gbuo anyị ha dọmpụ anyị na desert ebe ahụ jewe ọrụ ọzọ n'ọwọk ha ka ọ bụ na ọ bụghị ihe ọzọ n'ọrụ ha ka ọ bụ so anyị nọzi ebe ahụ na-ayọ ha na-ebe akwa ịbịakwa ibe akwa ma ụra si ka ihe na-ebere akwa na-ego ka nọ is a matter of cash money so ya nke anyị na ha nọzi na-eme na ihe anụ ha sị ka ha rahụ ụra mụnwa na onwe m anyị ncha rahụ ụra anyị fụza ndị adaba ka ha bịaziri ebe ahụ anyị amadị na ndị adaba nọ n'ọrụ na-achụ anyị fụza ha gbawazie ebe ndị Fulani fụ ndị adaba ahụ wee buru ụzọ baa adaba ebe ọ bụ na ọwa ọkụ ebe eme ha.
He said in the Fulani, because I'm airing all this because I want you to understand that Soludo condemn one to death. Our children.
Ha wezụrụ ọsọ wa so adaba wee dị azọpụtazi anyị n'ọnụ ọwụ
Soludo si ọnụ nọ ụmụ Igbo. But these are eyewitnesses. They are telling the same story. The story is the same thing everywhere. Because I said it yesterday and I'm beginning to say it again. Chairman in my own community, Newi, was kidnapped. In fact, I was in Nigeria at the time. I went to bury my sister-in-law. And this guy, a very close friend of mine, he was kidnapped the second time. In fact, this kidnapping was the second time. We finished the ceremony and I was in Lagos already on my way back to the US when one of my friends called me from London to know where I was. I said I was in Lagos. And he said, you narrowly escaped. I said, what happened? He said, right in front of your house, they kidnapped your chairman. I said, what? He said, yes, they kidnapped him and eventually he managed to escape. He escaped from them. Because when he said that, I called him immediately. There was no response. Until the next day, I called him again. Luckily, he answered the phone. So he told me the story of how he escaped. I was driving out of his house. They blocked the road and took him. And my question now to him was, you as the chairman of the community, did you not recognize any of these people? He said, listen, these people they can't even speak English. I'm not mixing words. Right in front of my house. And where I have my home, directly opposite me is the police station. Otelo police station. That's where they are. They took this guy. I don't know how he escaped. I didn't want to go into details. But he said, he made it very clear. Because I know he is a very popular person in the community. So, and the community is not so big that we don't even recognize. You can recognize, you know who is who. And I asked him, did you not recognize any of those people? He said, no. They don't even speak Nana. So, I'm telling you. That is what Soludo is coming out to tell us that our children. It's a very serious thing. Because the people that are supposed to protect you are the ones condemning you right now. He sneaked into America through the back door to come and say this kind of thing. Man, I idea that this man was coming and was going to have a town hall meeting. I will go there. I will go to that town hall meeting. Where people like me are in. I'm not going to fight him. In America, I will know our rights. Can get up there and say whatever and make the people understand we're a liar. He's come here to lie to you people. And on them, you know one thing about it is that those people that are bringing them, they don't just come in and no, they have to be an organization that will bring him in. I wanted to find out which organization that will do this. Because all these people, that's all they are dragging. If you're in Oboda, if you're in America where we live. Like I said before, I don't even go to all this stuff. Maybe my missus can take care of that. But the idea is that they go there, what they do is they struggle, I want to be the chairman of whatever organization. Then tomorrow he goes to Nigeria. Goes there. Just to get a small pinchy office. And I get nothing. I don't know why people don't even feel for other people. You look at the way the country is going, and this man will have the audacity to come here and lie to all of us. And people brought him here. May invite to host him. And when they host, they got is here. Why are you lying to my people? Even at last. Every day they go and bring them, they come here, they lie. You see all kinds of things. When in the real sense, they are not telling the truth and they know it. They know it very, very well that what they're saying, what they're coming to tell the people is a lie. And this is something that is mind-boggling and annoying. I'm telling you honestly. The lines are open. You can make your calls at 845-283-9665. We have 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. I will still be airing the clips, but if you have anything to say, I will stop the clips and take your call. Call us.
That's why we say, let US, Russia, Israel, let them rush, let them come. Help us, we want to be free. We don't want to be a slave again. And that is, I feel, that is okay. We don't want that anymore. Biafran, are we to continue to suffer? No! Are we to continue to suffer? No! We have decided that we must surely, Biafran must go. Bravo! Thank you. Thank you. That is how the Igbo people of Biafra land do greet. That's how they do greet. Now we are moving forward to see other people, other languages in Biafra land. Women of Africa and Biafra land the great. Yes. That is the system that the people of Omo in Biafra land used to greet. That is the Biafra, we have so many languages. Thank you and God bless you. Biafra, that is the greeting of Igbo people of Biafra land. Thank you and may God bless. We are now inviting the Amanyanabo of Okerika to come and tell the people of the world the decision of the Okerika people towards the restoration of Biafra. Thank you, Mr. Amanyanabo. You are welcome. Biafra Okerika! Biafra Okerika! Biafra Okerika!
as a king of Okrika, I am known as David Elliot, announced that we Okrikas are not Nigerian. And I will still give a reason that why we are not Nigerian. We Okrikas, we are Biafran. And I will still give a reason to the world that we are Biafran. Why I said we Okrikas are not Nigerian, because when it comes to Okrika land, we are with refinery, and oil wells. As Okrika, we are not oil wells. Better the Hausas and the Yorubas. Why am I that? We Okrikas are the Biafrans. Is that when it comes to Okrika land, we have a place they call Umama. They have the place they call Church. They have the place they call Ochiriba. The Ochiriba is Hausa name. As Okrika King Aman, I myself, like what I said, my mother from Abia State and my wife from Imo State. My mother from Imo State. Isn't that Biafran? And that the international community to help us and release our brother, our uncle, our elder, our daddy, and our son. I mean, my Biafran, because me not be a Biafran Pakame. Me not be a Biafran Pakame. What can I be
Cross River to come and tell the whole world the decision of the Cross River people towards the restoration of Biafra. Obon, you are highly welcome, sir.
All right, I have a call. Let me take a call before I continue with that. Caller, good morning. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mazi Iyke, good morning. This is Dauleka calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome to the program, Elder.
Mazi, since yesterday, my brother, because of this stupidity of the so-called governor of Anambra State, Soludo, or Wamba, for they call him. Mazi, we have to understand what is going on about Biafran restoration. We have to go, speak out when we say evil.
Yes.
Ndibo, Agwo, Abatago Nemono. Now, Soludo Agwagwani, that is working for the Fulani government. That was why they gave him that position.
Yes.
To be the governor. After meeting Katrina Land, the former British councillor to Nigeria, Katrina Land is working with Soludo in Anambra State. Because they know that the Anambra State has a very strong economic value in our labor. Mazi, I think that was about last month, the Pope gave his voice out, telling the President Bola Tinubu that the killing of Christians in Nigeria must be stopped. And people think that voice the Pope gave out is just ordinary. We live in this country called the United States of America. We are all citizens of this country. And we know that Donald Trump do not play with the Catholic Church. If you have anything to do with the Catholic Church, you are an enemy with Donald Trump. If you have anything to do against the Jewish community, you are enemy of Donald Trump. And that voice that the Pope gave out to the Christians in Nigeria and to the president, they think that Donald Trump is not aware of it. Donald Trump is aware of it. And they think that Donald Trump is not aware of the killing of the IPOB members, volunteers in Iguacha during his first term when Donald Trump ran for the presidency. They think that they don't have everything that is happening in Africa is on the table of Donald Trump. Now they know that how Nnamdi Kanu was brought into Nigeria. Now the case is still up. Kenyan government have given their voice that was an illegal adoption from Kenya. Now you see that they are planning how to bring the news that Buhari died last week. Buhari is ill in London. Buhari is this in. They know that those who are involved are going to face justice, and justice must be done. How Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned back to Nigeria. Upon that, we are telling all Biafrans. They then contacted who is going to do this work for them. When they were getting into, who's going to go out there and speak. They contacted Nwambafo Soludo to come to the United States to submit. He is not alone. Soludo did not come here by himself alone. Yes. I want the Biafran to look at all our lawmakers, Bundibo. Those who traveled last 2 weeks, those who left Nigeria last 2 weeks or last week that came during the time that Nwambafo came here to make that useless utterance. They should look at it. They said they have to go and meet the United States. They are trying to exonerate the Fulanis killing in Alibo. Because Donald Trump is up to something. You remember that this man went to St. Lucia. The president of Nigeria went to St. Lucia to go and meet with Chagoris. Chagoris is an in-law to Donald Trump. Chagoris' son is marrying Donald Trump's daughter. They are looking for how to calm Donald Trump down. That was why Bola Tinubu had to go and meet Chagoris, because that is the only person who will listen to Donald Trump. And when he went there, the conversation was not going as they planned it. Then they decided now, because Bola Tinubu tried to speak with Donald Trump from St. Lucia, when he went to go and meet the father-in-law of Donald Trump's son. It didn't work out. Now, Soludo decided to come to the United States to come and clear the air for the Nigerian government and for the Fulanis. That is why now he's standing against Ndibo. That is why he putting all the blame now on Ndibo and Igbo youths. And these boys they are trying to kill at the when something happened tomorrow. I was there during the first war. It was those in secondary schools and universities. Our youth in secondary school and universities, they were the one that volunteered that formed the Nigerian Biafran army.
Yes.
Now they are trying to kill our people. But I'm asking Soludo, Nwambafo. John Soludo, why is it that when the Fulanis, they call them Boko Haram, they call them repentant Boko Haram, why is Soludo building a cell where he will dump our own youths and they will not call them repentant youths? You are handing them over to the Fulanis to be killed. Here and the Fulani Nigeria, when they catch their own Boko Haram and their deadly militant, they are killing Ndibo. The Fulani Ndibo. And they are rehabilitated into the police and the military. Why can't Soludo and why can't you rehabilitate these youth that are jobless? Why can't you show us that yes, you love your people, you love Ndibo, you want to help them? Why are you building sickle cell where you harvest their organs? Why are you building sickle cell in Nimo and Anambra where you have their organs? Why is the Nigerian army accepting Boko Haram as repentant, misguided youth from the north, from the Fulanis? Here may go to do na hope of them. Here may go no. And then the Fulani Naguno, no be Agbo, no be Agbo, those who will stand up for us, who will go to the battlefront and fight the war that is about to come to in Igbo land. Yes. Why can't you rehabilitate these youths and turn them to repentant Igbo youth and give them job and give them something to start a new life? Why? Why are you killing our youths? Mazi, we are not going to take it lightly with these people. Yes. We are not going to take it lightly with these people. These people must pay for every blood they drop in Igbo land. Yes. They will surely pay. And we are getting there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much, my dear. This is unbelievable. Yeah, if I have it's not a joke. Because he come here, he lied, and a lot of people like your theory. Your theory is actually making more sense to me, because I don't really know why Soludo should come through the back door to come here and tell us that Umwani are the ones creating this problem. Every city in every state, every city, every locality in Nigeria already know that Fulanis are the ones doing this, except Soludo. except Soludo, because he has an agenda. But I'm telling you honestly, there's nothing anybody can do to stop what we're doing. The lines are still open, guys.
Right? Whether Tinubu like it or page. Right? Let us listen to Governor of Anambra State, Governor Charles Soludo, in his account on their work so far on insecurity in Anambra. Like I have been saying, that Fulani herdsmen is never included in the war against insecurity in our land. That's why artificial insecurity was projected by the politicians, because ESN was not able to be controlled. So they projected artificial insecurity, criminals, fake agitators, and raise up all the criminals to start work. And at the end, they wanted to heap it on IPOB, but it fell. Rightfully now, they are presenting through Soludo. You can see that very agenda, what they presented. They want to bastardize everything IPOB is doing, but it fell. Today, in his account, he is accounting for the people they have arrested. He's not accounting for their war on insecurity, because war on insecurity, Fulani herdsmen should be included. But for him, he exempted Fulani herdsmen, removed Fulani herdsmen, and presented where.
All right, let me take a call before I continue with that. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mazi, good morning. I'm Radio Biafra. I'm calling from the United States.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mazi. Mazi, why would anybody want to lie to anybody by saying Buhari is still alive? Buhari that died long ago and was buried in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. There used to be a clip. I remember there used to be this clip you guys play on Radio Biafra, and it said, there was also one that says that someone was speaking Hausa da shugaban kasa gashinan Saudi Arabia ya mutu something like that, So nobody should lie to anybody that Buhari is still here, because he's not here. Because if he was here, if he's still here, how come nobody ever heard any press report from this man? And why? How come when they were killing a lot of Nigerians and he never said a word? Instead you have instead what they came up with. They killed a lot of people. He never said a word. Instead, they started wearing different masks. Different people started wearing different masks, and they thought that they are acting Tales by Moonlight movie. That they think all of us are watching them. They think we are deceived. They think we don't know that is not Buhari. It is ridiculous that one is in a country that such a thing will happen. That a president, like this is very serious. A president of a country. He's not even a governor. A president of a country is wearing mask. People is dead. Is late. Is deceased, and they heeded that from the citizens. Who does that? In America, when the president is sick, they show you the president. They show you his health statement and everything. His results. They show you all those things. They show you, even though if he's 99 years, they'll still show you the man. To show you he's still here and active. And he's still here. He may not be active, but he's still here. But in Nigeria, a man died in London or wherever he died, and they went and buried him in Saudi Arabia. They didn't even bury him in Daura, where he's from, right? They buried him elsewhere. And now they want to lie to us that he's here for what? He's not here. He's been gone for a while. And as a matter of fact, a Yoruba man was his vice president. But the Yoruba man died. They even claimed he's a pastor, a clergyman. Was in the government house, was there, and they lied that Buhari is dead, and the Yoruba man was quiet, never said a word, because he knew that the Yoruba people are going to be the next, because they already know they're going to be the next. What kind of nation that you're running for your presidency, and you already know you're going to win? In that case, why are you even wasting people's time for doing all this nonsense election, wasting taxpayers' money and all this money, running empty election when you know you are already selected? You know what you guys run there is selection, not election. So why wasting people's time? That is the problem. We're not. That is not a country. Seriously, if we don't get Biafra and get out of there, nothing is going to change. All our talents are going to die. It's crazy. Another thing that bothers me is How come we allow these people to name? Why are we calling our places Amausa and all these Hausa names? You name them after Hausa people. We don't need to name our place Amausa. See all the place Amigo. If Hausa people cannot pronounce Amigo, then get the hell out of there. We don't need them in our society. And then the worst thing is renaming our places with names just to accommodate them. Amausa. What is Amausa? Please, they should start changing these Igbo names, Igbo streets to Igbo names. We don't need the foreigners' name. You name them some names of people who came to kill us. No, we should start changing this name. That's the first thing we should start doing. Thank you, Mazi.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. All right, I have another call. Let me take this one. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon, Mazi.
Welcome to the program.
Yes, my name is Mazi Alozie. I'm calling from Sweden. Maz, I just want to remind us something here. Saludo. Okay, let me start here. Obasanjo, we all remembered what he said, how he used Igbos to kill Igbos. And in the plan to arrest our leader, Mazi Nnamdi, and to bring the fool from Finland. Obasanjo is in that plan, is away. This Saludo is away. Omahi is away. Okay, let me prove it now. Obasanjo is the one who talked about the fool in Finland, who they wanted to use to subchange our leader, Mazi Nnamdi. And Saludo also spoke about this same idiot in Finland they tried to use. He spoke how he's coming, and he knew his name. He could mention his name. Again, Omahi talked about how they are going to create a faction in IPOB. These are the men they are using. Now, apart from this three, Mazi, number 4 person is the one in Imo State, Okebeke. Okebeke is also in this plan. So they are the ones they are being used this time. Who are the Igbos to kill Igbos? And these men I mentioned now, Okebeke and the Saludo in Anambra, they are the ones who have already built cell where they can put our youths so that they can be killed. Because before they start building these cells, what they were doing was to take our youths, take them to Refer North, lock them far away, where nobody will know that they are even there. Then when they saw that it's some people with ego eyes are seeing that and pointing at it, criticizing it, they now told their stooges, these very two, to build cells in Evoland where they can dump our youths. So what I want to say here is that Saludo is a stooge, is a grade 1 slave. He has been taken already by the Fulani. So nobody should look at him as our brother. And Mazi, it's also high time we, having realized our killers, should also think of how we can deal with them. Because they will say,
yes.
Orugo okay gelepanya n'ihe na-eme anyị. Maka na anyị ga-ahụ ebe ọnwụ si egbe anyị hapụkwa nwa ahụ ka ọ na-egbe anyị from that angle. Okebeke so na ya ga-abụ ọbọmbụ ụmụta nze na ya ga-abụ ihe niile okwugewu the same state also na ya bịara eche. Not for an enemy somewhere, enemy state somewhere, not outsider. The people he killed were our people. Now this one, if you don't imepe road for the Fulani, these are also the same people. Baron Haneze, Sagari on Dubu. Maz, I'm just trying to remind us few things. When Haneze wanted to go to Fulani to say, we are sorry, we killed an idiot, Bell on this and that. This Saludo is also among them. He was also in that plan. But let me not take too much of our time here. Okay, I want us to also, to start thinking of who is involved and how we can deal with these people and how we can put ourselves from this mess that is coming. Because the more we allow all this mess, the more they breed more fools who will be against our lives. Thank you, man.
There well, thank you so very much. All right, this is Radio Biafra USA too. We're still taking calls at 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. Call us. The lines are very much open for you, and everybody's contribution.
He only focused his battle on insecurity, not in totality, but where he focused. That is the crimes that is being carried out by our people that are living in his state, which IPOB have exposed in Imo, exposed in Abia, told you that they are being moved from different states to Imo state, from different states to Anambra state. They are working, they say Bush, they pay. IPOB have said this severally on Radio Biafra. Machina Samoro have said it, but Soludo is now giving you account of insecurity, telling you 99% is Igbo. Yes, the 99% may be those he arrested, but insecurity in Imo, in Anambra state, is what you are giving account. You say that it have nothing to do with Fulani herdsmen. Now, let us listen to him. Then there is something again I want to say.
I've been in office for three years and 3 months, okay? If we have arrested 100 criminals, non-mafia, kidnappers, and so on and so forth, 99.99% of them will mark equal. Did you hear me right? I said 99.99% of them will mark equal. So these things are verified because that was part of the lie that was put in propaganda. I took kidnapping because it is the next lucrative business after Yahoo and draw. The next one for find is able kidnapping. But this is even other states. If I not where we do Anambra.
It's not Ijoro Anambra where Bush they pay. IPOB have exposed it. It is happening in Imo, in Anambra State. Devuma is involved.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Akoras.
Tell us the story and
thank you for your work. What is trending is what this Soludo did.
Yes.
Everywhere, and to say that it gives me sleepless night. It's just to underrate the impact. I think it's eating something out of my stomach. Just like you said, since yesterday I've never been myself. I can't imagine. I start asking myself question: if there is anything wrong with an Igbo, if our youth are getting involved in assuming what he's saying is correct, which is completely a lie. If assuming our youth are doing something wrong, the first thing a governor should do is to go to town hall meetings, go to the local government chairman,
yes,
go to the areas where these people are coming from. Contact, since you said some of them are coming from Ebonyi State, contact the Ebonyi government, tell them what is going on with regards to the whatever he found out. He never did any of these things. He never consulted anybody. All he did was travel all the way to the United States. It's United States, Nigeria. Do we have, how many relatives is he going to contact? Or how many people who are Nigerians is he going to summon? When his visit here was so secretive. So he didn't come to talk to Nigerians. He came to talk to selective few and to talk to the American government.
Yes.
He must have, just like somebody called and said, he must have submitted a document to the Nigerian government. This is a very serious indictment on Igbo race. And I'm telling you, if God keeps me alive long enough, I'm telling you the truth, to see where in the next, how many years, where we're going to be. People like Soludo should be banned from Igbo land. I am telling you the truth. Seriously, all these people, just like the last speaker said, it's about time we started doing something. We are so docile. We are so peaceful. We are so peaceful, and you don't achieve anything on this earth. Sometimes even the Bible says there's a time for war and there's a time for peace. There's a time for joy and there's a time to cry. We cannot let these people continue to destroy us. Can you imagine? It was revealed secretly that they found secretly that Soludo's so-called vigilantes built secret prisons and was housing young Igbo youth. They counted at 150. Who knows how many Igbo youth they have killed and harvested the organs?
Yes.
This is what was going on. Can you imagine that? When you have even Supreme Court anywhere you go, you have Supreme Court. You have courts. If somebody commits crime, you take him to the court. But Soludo decided to violate the law by secretly not trying people and locking them up. I'm talking about potential youths in Igbo land. What is he doing this for? These are the same people he's going to claim tomorrow that these are the criminals we found in the bush who were kidnapping people. You did not take them to court, try them and have them jailed. Give them this most difficult prison terms. 20 years in prison, 15 years in prison. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. All he did was, lock up these people. Illegally lock them up. Now he's coming to tell us that Igbos are the ones who are killing the Igbos. Who will believe that? Who will believe that? I mentioned something here, but I don't think people are. You see, when I spoken here before this thing happened, that when Anambra State was counted as one of the 11 states in Nigeria that have accepted Ruga, I asked, when did Soludo consult Igbo and in the Anambra that made him to go and accept Ruga for Anambra State? I didn't hear this when other people were ruling Anambra. Soludo, this man, I have said it, this man, people should check his lineage. This man, his father is probably an Hausa man or Fulani man. I'm serious about this.
Yeah.
Whoever that is claiming to be his father is not his father. His mother knows who the father is. These are the people that were born within that time. The war was going on, and maybe during the crisis. I am telling you the truth. These are the same people. Look, check their age. These are you want to hear all these people. We are older than these people. These are the people that are not up to 70 years or 60, top 60s. They should be in their living fit or pay falls within that category. 62, 63, 64, 65. These are the people. When within that town the war was going on, or within that area that the Fulanis were infiltrated through military, infiltrated our land, and our women were so loose. And the people that traveled all over Nigeria to the north and to Lagos State, our women were messing around with everybody to make money. Women, they can't take suffering. They can go to anything, and that's not even our townswomen were marrying generals in the army.
Yes.
The most beautiful lady in my village married a general, and since then she only came back once or twice. His brother that went through that way. They opened doors for him, and he made a lot of money. It's disease now. This is something that happened in the 70s. I'm talking about immediately after the war. So we know about all these things. We know them. Mazi said it. So many of these women were signed. These men were signed by the Northerners. They impregnated their mothers. So these people who are doing this, we cannot continue to deal with these people. And we want these people to destroy us. Why go into the United States to make such a statement? Is the United States a state in Nigeria or the capital of Nigeria? Why would he go abroad to make such a statement when he never spoke to anybody in the area where he come from? Other than to destroy Igbos. And like I said before, and somebody said here, he must have submitted official documents.
Of course.
I'm serious about this. This is very serious. We should. Another thing is this: we should try and find out those Igbo people that organized meeting this man, because they were all sitting there. We should find out from Maryland. It's unfortunately my closest friend in Maryland passed away 2 years ago. They would have given me all those information. We must find out people in Maryland that organized this meeting with this man and Why, on what basis did they organize that meeting? And why did they want Soludo to make such statement without anybody even questioning him?
It's terrible.
Right there, asking him. So all these killings, all the people in the IDP camp, who put them there? Today, we have a record that over 4 million Nigerians are in IDP camp. When are they going to go home? Who occupied their land? Who took over their land? The Igbos, all right? So, my brother, this is serious.
It is.
This is very serious. Thank you so much. God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you very much. That is very, very, very correct. Call us, caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Mazi. Good afternoon.
There we go. Obilo, welcome to the program. There we go. Yes, go ahead, sir. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Just go ahead. There's noise at the background. There is noise. There is noise on your background.
From Mozambique. I don't know, but I will see continuous. My voice is coming clear. I don't know. I'm not actually only one in the US. We have a lot of work to do because I want to know this place. I'm going to ga. Yeah, I know. Megan. Uno bambo, chọta ndị kpọtara ha ebe ahụ. Ka anyị mara ndị na-akpọta ụmụnne anyị ebe ahụ. Ndị gọvanọ akpọta ha ebe ahụ, marazi ihe ha na-ebughị n'obi akpọta ha that place because ọnwụ na campaign gachi ime campaign, ha gachi ime campaign. Ị bịara ihe dị ka US, ụmụnne gị ka ejiri ekpere n'ọnụ bịa, mmadụ ihe ọsọ ikwuru ị ga-emenwu. Gị bịa bụrụ ụmụnne gị si na ụmụnne gị Meneke here nation at TV every day. Now no watch nation I know every day. No watch. Get the reason. Get the reason you get the better reason that they fall on the name here, Papa in an appa. You know, get a bang what they hear now. You know, fata. You know, for him down there. You know, for Chia, you know, for Kina, send me there. You know, I'm going to send me them when I want them to send me the number to get. Here, I'm in Biafran. And I walk him down her name, but I guess no, like 9.9% time. I know that. My can is every day. And I have evidence. Any day. And then she gave evidence here. He down some again. Guess that no, I should go. Because for me, I'm like in the US, Manhattan that's not the outside because some of the back here, US, here, London, everybody got more than a minute. But here in that, be able to what I want to dig it, Gabia, a test comfortable coach and bar. Get Gabia and what now, I'm going to that Kahamat, she cannot home. I have a proof here. We have a lot of proof that now they nebuai Budikani, Nebuani. Yabia warrior.
Thank you. Thank you, Ndewo. Thank you so much. All right, this is Radio Biafra USA too. Let's see. Let me take this call. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Caller, good morning. Caller, good morning. Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, hi, Peter. Thank you for the work you are doing for the great Biafrans.
There we
my name is a Desert Warrior. By the grace of God, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as a coordinator in Brooklyn, New York. My major concern about this Soludo, what he said in Maryland, is that Soludo is a complete liar. I could remember when a Reverend Father, a friend of Ebube Monso, was kidnapped in Anambra State.
Yes.
Ebube Monso went to Soludo to track those people, but what did the answer that Soludo gave? That he don't have a tracker.
Yes.
Now, Ebube Monso went as far as going far away to Enugu State to get a tracker, and when Ebube Monso got the position of where the kidnappers is, what did the Soludo do? as a professor governor in Anambra State, he said that his men don't go to the bush.
Yes.
Okay, now, Soludo have to come all the way from Igbo land to come to America in the Maryland to come and tell the United States that 99.9% of the kidnapping is Igbo. But Soludo said that his men doesn't go to the bush. Yes. So which bush did he clean up? And which bush did he arrested all the Igbo kidnappers that he as he proved? That is a point that our people have to remember this. Soludo said that his men doesn't go to the bush.
Yes.
How did he clean the bush of Anambra State and did not see the Fulanis that they are the chief killers and the kidnappers of in the whole of Nigeria? Then 2 days ago you come to Maryland, you sneak in and they said that 99.9%. Soludo, you are saying this man is very dangerous. That Soludo is a dangerous man.
Very, very, yes.
Look at how he's had to divide us more and more, telling you that all under Anambra. What kind of foolish statement is that? Does it mean that Anambra people are not in Enugu? Or does it mean that Anambra people are not in Ebonyi? Or does it mean that Anambra people are not in Imo State? You see how dangerous this man is. They are coming for Olunda Anambra. Division. Okay, Soludo get the contract to kill our people. It's more dangerous than Hope Uzodinma, if you don't know. How many did they kill yesterday in the club? How many did they kill the other day where the boy state are doing the meeting? 13. How many did they kill yesterday in the club? And when they kill people in Anambra State, Soludo will come up and tell you, leave them. Is a gang. What do he call it? He say is a court member. Court member. Does it mean that the Anambra State is the only place in Igbo land or Biafra land that we have court members? Look at what this man is doing in Enugu State. The person whom nobody even expect that he's doing anything. See how he's crushing any criminal that come into Enugu State to kill his citizens. See how he's crushing it. Soludo cannot do that. What all he have to do is to bring the template of what his masters gave him to present it to United States government. That in 99.9, he's the only one that know how to do mass. That man is evil. And if we see evil, we must condemn that evil. If we continue like this, we're not going anywhere.
Yes.
Come on. It's a time for us to deal with these people. If we don't set an example with one person in that land, all those people will not sit up. We have been in this struggle for so long. Every effort that we are making is only one will come and destroy it in a twinkle of an eye. What kind of people are we? My brother. I'm very, very annoyed.
I know. Everybody should be.
I have nothing to say anymore.
Thank you.
May God bless all of them.
Amen. So, thank you very much. All right, thank you so much. This is Radio Biafra USA too. I mean, whoever is angry about this is not wrong. It's not wrong at all, because if this man is dangerous. I was saying it yesterday that even what's his name, Hope Uzodinma, whom we have been thinking is the Satan is everything, is even better than this man, because that one opened up his mouth to tell the truth. He said, all these things you're calling IPOB. In my state they're killing, yes, but IPOB has nothing to do with it. It's not IPOB. Maybe he said his political opponents, yes, but Soludo, look at him. What my brother just said now on the call, I remember it very well. Ebube Monso, when his friend was kidnapped, the story was always in the news media. It wasn't like a make-up story. The government didn't have a tracker. Anambra State government, they don't have tracker. They had to borrow it from other, I think, Enugu State to track these people. And when they found out they were in the bush, Soludo police even said, our job doesn't include going to the bush. Then all of a sudden, Soludo is the one that is going to the bush and bringing out 99.99% of those who were arrested. How many of them have you taken to court? How many of them have you gotten a conviction? We have a legal court that have to be able to find people guilty of one offense or the other. You have a private sale where you put on our youths. These are people, the children that are going to defend our land. The man is locking up your children. These are the youths that will come out and defend you older people in the community. So Ludo is putting them away in jail, claiming. Anyway, like I said before, this time, if you run away from Anambra State, you're running to, where are you going to run to? Another state? Those other states, the Fulanis are coming in there too, so where will you be running to? Rather than stay in your own state, challenge this your so-called governor, because it's not making any sense right now. He has indicted all of you. He has made the world believe that you're criminals. Even here in America, here, whoever brought the Maryland thing is, we're really going to find out who is the community that brought in Soludo, and then we'll know how to deal with them. We are definitely going to do that. There's no doubt about it. It's an effrontery. It's an affront on us. Came here through the back door to come and condemn our children. Enough is enough. Sometimes there's a time we have to call a spade and do what we have to do about it. This is Radio Biafra USA 2. The lines are still open. We're still taking calls at 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. Give us a call if you are still there and you're willing to talk. The lines are very, very much open for you. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Caller, your line is open. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Mazi Peters, good afternoon from here. My name remains Mazi Iyke. I'm calling from blessed land of Biafra. Biafra is our religion. On this hollow platform is where we worship the God of our land, the God of our ancestors. Our Chimazi Namdo Kutunkano Hamadike, one of Biafra land, is our leader. He's still in the hand of evil politicians and the Fulani Caliphate and the evil British. But we continue telling them that Mazi Namde can have won them in their own courts. They should obey their law. Our own is that we are not Nigerian, we can never be. What we are doing is not against anybody or any tribe, but what we are doing is to just make sure that we build our land in the way that people will hail this land. Mazi, you see, about issue of Soludo, I want to ask question. I want to know, does it mean that there is no any IPOB high-ranking officer in Maryland when this man came and uttered this evil statement against their own people? Because some people did not ask him question. Nobody condemned that. It's like now the same politicians that welcome him there. We must know that we are the people that will sanitize our land, not politicians, not foreigners. We are the people. I am living in Biafra land. I'm not living in Western. Why Soludo is doing this, everybody know when he started. Well, first, he said that he can never develop a number unless the people who are in the bush come out. Let everybody in the bush come out before he do anything. He bring development in Anambra. After that, what he said, that Anambra is a Christian state. A professor, somebody who called himself a professor, can open a mouth in Nigeria and say such a thing. And everybody keep quiet. Even Fulani Caliphate, who are always championing Muslim, also did not enter a word for you to know the people that Soludo is working for. Now, Soludo is now telling us that anybody indigenous of Anambra State, if you are not indigenous and you are doing Jibe, you should leave Anambra State. The same thing is going on. Somebody who called himself a professor. Soludo went to our leader and came back, starting mentioning one kind of statement that even if they are releasing Nnamdi Kanu, he will not stop insecurity in our land because he knows that they are the one that doing the insecurity, paying those who are causing the insecurity. That's why he says so. You see this man that called Soludo and every politicians in our land. Great Biafran, there's something I want us to know. If we want to be free, we must boycott many things. Politicians must face our heat first. And we must stop anything about any political rally in our land if we want to be free. If we want people to respect us like other people who are violence, we know what to do. I am encouraging everybody in Biafra land, particularly if you are in Biafra land, listen to me very careful. Why we are sounding like this in our radio, this is our voice where we tell our people where our enemies are disturbing us, are killing us, where the angle they are coming from. If you are in Biafra land, be a brother's keeper. Go to meeting the way we're supposed to be. Don't be afraid. Remove fear from your eyes. Don't be afraid of death, because these people are coming all angle to kill us. Go to prison in Biafra land, you will not see a Fulani man there. Why? Because our politicians are shedding them. Why? Because they are one to their own interests. That is the only thing. They are not representing us. Please, if your brother or your sister or your uncle are a politician, tell them this, that his time is coming when everybody will face the heat. We are telling everybody this, pump and play, telling everybody we are not missing word about it. This is our land. And this is what the land God Chukwuka give to us. Nobody will take it away. Let us unite like one people the way we are. We are one family. Go and contribute. Don't say we did not telling you. Stop eating Fulani cow. Anything that we eat that make you, when you see Fulani, you have mercy on them. Remove your hand from it. Don't eat something like that. Our people have said it several times. Our leadership have said it several times. Who recruited all these things that are killing us? Politicians. Go to prison and see your brothers who does not do anything. That we say that we don't want to be a politician. We don't want to join hands and destroy this land. Is it a crime we committed that the people will be paying other people to come and kill us? Some politicians come out and tell us what we have done to them. They should come out and say this thing openly. Let us answer them. Pump and pray so that everybody will go in normal way. You don't kill me because I don't want to take the bribe from you. Use that bribe you want to give me and build something in Igbo land so that our children can finish school and go and get work. No, not to kill your own people because you have collected money to reduce your population. Or give one reduce our population by killing our youth. who does not do you anything. Our people, please and please, it's a time we settle this thing once and for all. They said that Nnamdi Kanu is a problem. Nnamdi Kanu has been in the jail, in the DSS dungeon for complete 4 years now, but they are still killing us. For you to know, Nnamdi Kanu is not a problem. Now, in the agitation is not the problem. The problem starting from day one, the creation of this, when they are started, every British bring this kind of hatred towards Igbo people. That is where it started. So, great Biafran, please, remove fear from your eyes. Stay together with our leadership and say no to evil. Soludo have shown us what he wanted to achieve in Igbo land. But we know that no Gochago, second tenor, no problem. Let him continue. But time a host to crusade in any state, that the people who don't want to listen to us, who don't want to represent us, we don't want this Anambra of a 10 in our memory. We are Igbo, we are the Eastern Legion of this, we are Biafran. Anybody who tell you that somebody from Abakaliki or from here, how? Is it not a political creation? How can we follow these nonsense things moving around, killing ourselves, following them to divide ourselves? But my advice to a religious leader is this: speak out against this evil politician that you people are paying, telling us to pray for your leaders. How? The people that are killing us, you tell us to pray for them. One day they will change. After they are killed all of us, so tell them, please. Great Biafran, Udo Chukwuka Biama doing the Homan Nadema.
Thank you, sir.
Anye Ganeme, go to them. Udo Delegan watching a good work. Udo Delegan.
They will. All right, thank you so very much. This is Radio Biafra USA too. Let me take another one. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah.
Please turn down your listening device.
Yes, please, I will. I will. Hello?
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi Iyke. So, Ubunna, from Ubunna, on our way, coming from St. Louis. Yeah, I like the way this conversation is going. Because the politician, it's all the these are the set of all the ethnicities in Nigeria, of all the ethnicities, all Igbo politicians, but the only people, Wantara military, what you are, you never hear a Yoruba politician criticize any of their own. Not even the Fulani, you don't even hear them mention them. Instead, they ask now they are freedom fighters. Igbo politicians, they wearing helmet. In a photo, my talk, so my saris of So, they just go that every Nigerian, my saris of Diana, his group on Igbo land, between here and Osumo to Okigwe. And Senator himself said it. And everybody knows about it. And given to this man, she did too wicked and now on a joke with us no propaganda. Merendi Bani Jiwe, Banyenohia, Kahaje, Chondi Fulani. When he said that, what do you think he's referring to? It's referring to ESN.
Yeah.
On how to ESN, Aka. On a joke with quote. And again, he said, have you asked yourself, those people in the bush claiming to be pursuing Fulani, who is feeding them?
Mm-hmm.
Some of their fortune Suzu. That's that. The kind of people from America, but the worst kind of people for. Oh, yeah, it's true. That's a good question. That's a good question.
I was hearing the background, yeah.
That's a good question. That's a good question. America, they are and you watch all these organizations how much in America with political talks not coordinated with them from Nigeria.
Yeah.
I wear visa well, but America continue to undermine our people. All these fake organizations all those are the kind of people now for that visit.
Yes.
So I like the way this conversation is going. We need to ask these people that are working with the Igbo politicians in Igbo, at least that they are the traitors in our midst. Because thank you,
thank you so much. Thank you, Ndebo. Thank you so very much. All right, this is Radio Biafra USA too. You are very correct because actually I'm on the how, and we're going to really put our hands down to find out who they are. Honestly speaking, because he was pointing at that because I had the background noise. It's a good question. What is a good question? What is a good question? ESN that we created, they feed them, we take care of them. We're making sure that at least we make donations, contributions to their welfare. And then you're coming here to ask us, don't worry, you will pay for it. You know, like I said before, the only thing that has expiring date is lying, but truth does not expire. It will always come back to you. Let me see, I have a call. Let me take this call. This phone is ringing for the first time. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
That Peters.
There we go.
That I'm about your radio. I'm about your radio. So, where the Biafrans? Anywhere you day on this earth, I'm working Sheshko. I come from Aba province, Biafra land. And I come from Umawa village in Olu local government. And the Biafrans, every Biafrans have a village. Now lie. And all your villages, like this place, why they in a village? Now him will they tell you that the name the Kano don't talk and finish. If he come out, when I no go see him again. No human being. Unless those that the Chukwu Kikabiama want. And they will see him through that the chicken goes. That's the dad and the kind. Call Shabapta. Yaga Mazi Iyke. Or the Chukwu Kashicha. Or Chamber. So that Soludo, you have proved to Trump that you are a disappointed leader. And you will not stay there. Write it down. Anambra State is out from your hand. And my door, they open. Very, very important. And you will not escape from Igbo people. That the Chike does the money project out Chukwu. Look, chapter 12. Very important. A warning against hypocrisy. Watchful servant. Jesus, the cause of division and understanding the time. Be ready for whatever comes. Dressed for action and with your lamps, lights. Like a servant who are waiting for the master to come back from a wedding feast. When he comes and knock, they will open the door for him at once. And that is all. Very important, 18th. Today is 10, 8 days. Every living human being, like as our leader said, instead Biafran will not be restored. Every living thing in this country go down. You know what in the living thing. Both to three, both to this is all. It's a challenge. And the $1 $100 billion, every billion a day, then I'm the kind of throw to Sheshka. Call that. But I mean, IPOP had called, prepared our money. We are paying the lawyers. They don't know how to do it. Trump, I gave $1 before Trump entered there. Sheshka said, make Trump come. He never paid me. I want them all some money. so that Biafrans, after this restoration of Biafra, I'm going to give a chance on our Igbo. Now we do chicken la. Not I chef. I'm going to tell you, my pastor, my bishop, my father, Pope, Gaba, Pope.
Thank you so much. All right, this is Radio Biafra USA too. The lines are still open. 845 907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. The lines are still very much open for you. Give us a call. We're still waiting, and I'll be playing some clips while we're waiting for your calls to come in.
In many other countries, that will have been national emergency. 4 policemen were killed. So we're a country that carries so much weight and do so much little. Extremely very little. And part of this is because when President Tinubu came to Benue, he was just so joking. So today, the 9th of July 2025 is officially day number 21, exactly 3 weeks since President Tinubu visited Benue and gave a marching order to Inspector General Police, to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa, and the DG of NIA to go after the killers of the over 2,000 Yorota victims of Fulani terrorist attack. And since that day, we just had a very brief media cycles by the police who say they've made some few arrests, and of course nothing has been said or done so far. But rather, incidentally or ironically, since that order was given, no single day has passed without Fulani terrorists killing people in Niev, in Guma local government especially. Every day that passes, every single day, even yesterday, there were killings. Every single. So I don't really understand what kind of disrespect to the president is this. Nigeria is a country where the president carries so big a title but does so little. If you go to some other African countries like Ghana, you see the portrait of the president is simply His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana. That of South Africa is His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, South Africa. Egypt, there is no even excellency, is Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Egypt. Powerful countries like the United States, when you see the poster of the president, the official portrait of the president, Donald Trump, President of the United States, Vladimir Putin, President Russia, Benjamin Netanyahu, President Israel. As simple as that, but they carry so much weight, they act with so much intensity. But Nigeria, you see the portrait of the president, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For goodness sake, every president, every prime minister is the Commander-in-Chief of their countries. They don't even reflect this in their titles, but they act so much. But in Nigeria, we carry all those titles and act so little. A president of a country has visited a state where terrorists attacked and killed over 200 people, and he has given a marching order, but instead of getting results, what we get every day is more killing, and even killing the security officers. 4 police officers of the anti-riot squad, the MOPO, we call them MOPO, were killed in Ode. That was just 5 kilometers away from Yorota, the headquarters of Niev, my council ward, the council ward where Yorota belongs. Nothing has been done. In many other countries, that will have been national emergency. 4 policemen were killed. So we're a country that carries so much weight and do so much little. Extremely very little. And part of this is because when President Tinubu came to Benue, he was just so joking about the whole thing. He wasn't acting with that force that's expected of a president in times of this sort of emergencies. He was talking about reconciliation with who we ask. He was talking about, he even made mention of giving land to him to establish a ranch, which is quite good. But that is exactly the situation. He asked for land for himself, a ranch. Why did he not ask the killers of Benue people to apply for land also for ranch? But he joked about it. And just like the Totif told him on that occasion to say, wrong diagnosis leads to wrong treatment. So the diagnosis of these issues that we're facing a Fulani terrorist whose ideology is an expansionist idea of land grabbing, of annihilating the people of that area to get the whole land, and to continue to promote the ideology. That is exactly the problem on ground. But he was taking a wrong diagnosis, playing around the whole situation, and even not visiting Yerwata, for goodness sake. Yerwata is 15 kilometers from Wurukum roundabout, and so by presidential convoy, it is 20 minutes drive. And so a lot of people outside Benue, when they say Yerwata, they begin to think it's a village that's in the hinterland, in the bushes. But Yerwata is placed on the federal highway, what in United States here we call the interstate. It's placed right there on the interstate, and it's just 50 kilometers from the state capital, which by presidential convoy is 20 minutes drive. And he made it look like, there was flooding on the road. Meanwhile, the flooding he was talking about happened in Akeleku, down on that same road, but in Nasarawa State. That's some 20 kilometers from Lafia, in Akeleku, a place called Akeleku. Not Yerwata. He couldn't visit. It's so unfortunate. A person has given order, but every day we got recurring killing every single day. So what kind of precedent is that? What kind of order is that? What kind of disrespect is that the terrorists have been disrespecting the president and he can't do anything? Maybe because he was cycled by Fulani oligarchs as part of security architecture. No Ribadu NSA. Badarud, Minister of Defense. Bello Matawale, Minister of State for Defense, all Fulanis. It's so unfortunate. We have very weak leadership in Nigeria. It's extremely very unfortunate. We need to do better than this.
Did you hear that? Everybody's talking about Fulani killing, except Soludo. Soludo is saying that's our people that are doing the killing. This guy's from Benue. He's talking about his hometown. Every single tribe in Nigeria talk about Fulanis and their killings. The Fulanization thing that is going on is only Soludo that has not seen it because he wants to be next term governor of Anambra State. You can be governor all you want. Like I said before, he has to really realize that we are not interested in who is the governor of Anambra State. It's not our business. What we are asking for is we are Biafrans, and that's exactly what we are. We're not thinking about who is going to be next, whatever. Caller, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good morning, Mazi Alozie.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. My name is Chukwemano, and I'm speaking from my location. Thank you once again, as always. I greet my leader, our leader Mazi Iyke, the man who set up this platform to explain so many things. I greet you once again. Yes, this morning, I want to start like this. Ndị Igbo sị na agha kara aka na-eri ngwụrọ. Yes, that is true, but agha kara aka ga-eri ngwụrọ ndị dị nsusu na ndị dị iberibe dịka ndị Igbo anyị nwere ugbu a n'ala Igbo, dịka Soludo. Agha kara aka ga-emecha rie isi ha. Otu ihe na-ewute m karịchaa awụ na Amadu Nnamdi Kanu gbara na radio for over 10 years. Ya dịka ebe kuru mmiri na-awụ n'okwute. Ndị kwesịrị ka ha gee ntị, zọpụta onwe ha, zọpụta ndị ike ha n'agha. Ewere ego, Fulani were ego. Hello? Hello? Fulani were ego na-edisive ndị dịka Soludo, na-edisive ọtụtụ ndị Igbo politicians. Ha na-ele ego anya, Fulani na-forward in. O nwere clip replay, musike play here last time. That clip was very important. Clip ndị Fulani na-akọwa na Igbo leaders, southeast, south, and the south and west, that their leaders
are their puppets and their slaves. They are their puppets and their slaves. That whatever they want them to say is what they are going to say. That is why Soludo can come from the way from the Nigeria to America to come and disgrace himself. After na Europe ya na-eche ya na-emegide na nwe. That is ihe ndị Igbo today. Igbo Nigeria, let me put it that way. Igbo Nigeria. Ma jụọ kwa ajụjụ gị nwa onye Igbo. Ugboro ole ka ihe ga-eme gị ga-amara ihe? This is question. From the beginning of Nigeria to today, Igbo are suffering in Nigeria. And the Igbo people are still forcing themselves to be Nigeria like Itobi and their group. Ole ihe ga-eme ka ndị mmadụ kpọọ ndị Igbo ka asị na ndị Igbo mmadụ ma enwe ụdị mmadụ dịka Peter Obi onye Igbo n'ikwu okwu Nigeria. Enwe ụdị mmadụ dịka nke si na ya wụ Hope Uzodimma. Enwe Igbo politician. My question is this. How many years somebody has to stay here on earth and he will die? Then, ole ihe ga-eji cheta gị ma mgbe nwụrụ. Ihe ga-eji cheta gị ọnwụ na irere your tribe mgbe ị nọ ndụ like Nnamdi Azikiwe. I'm not supporting Nnamdi Azikiwe anytime because somewhere mgbe our leader Mazi Nnamdi made a program on this platform about 6 years ago. It is on my brain. He said that when Biafra come, now the abo ebe liri Azikiwe oyoku ni Azikiwe men ndị Igbo. He played what Azikiwe said in BBC studio. It is played on this platform. Now they can't play it. So, if somebody will come to this radio and defend them Azikiwe, it is very, very wrong for anything. Because what we are suffering today is made by Azikiwe out of the three persons that he started in Nigeria. Awolowo, 1. Ahmadu Bello, 2. Azikiwe, 3. Only Igbo people lost it all. Ahmadu Bello fight for the North. The West, Awolowo gave free education for the West, which made Western, all these people you see now in the West, all of them inherit free education from Awolowo. But in the East, we have nothing. During the war, there was a time Azikiwe tried to challenge Ojukwu, and they hammer bait, tear bait with Ojukwu. That make Azikiwe to run to Lagos to go and meet Gowon, which I say here some time ago. After that, after he had insulted Ojukwu and all of that, then he went to BBC and called Ojukwu all sort of names. If Azikiwe support Ojukwu, there's no way Ojukwu, Biafra will not stand. Azikiwe have all it takes to defend his people and himself. And up to today, we still have somebody like Soludo coming to insult his race. The Soludo understand that one day we will die. The Soludo remember that he will die. The Soludo understand he will die. Why are you disgracing, insulting your race, destroying them, destroying them? You people have made it very, very difficult for your people when you are alive. Ndị Igbo si nọ onye ma ọba ya kpọkọrọ agbata obi ewere ya kpọrọ ahịhịa. Igbo politicians have made themselves a slave, total slave, and they want nothing. The Igbo politicians want nothing today in Nigeria. They are just like nkịta mgbe anyị ụmụaka ị na-eri ihe nkịta bịa na ọ na-ele gị alegide gị tụtụta weta ọkpụkpụ anụ taa ịtacha ọkpụkpụ anụ ga-atụpụrụ ha nkịta na-azọ ọkpụkpụ anụ ahụ ọzụzọ na-atọ onwe ha arụọ ihe ndị Igbo politician nọzi na Nigeria na onweghị uru Igbo politician bazie n'ime and ihere a na-eme Igbo politician ndị ihere a na-eme ndị ekwesị bụrụ ọnụ ndị chefuru na ihere na onye ọbụla ihere na-adị dịka akwụna ndị ire dị Igbo akọ na-aga n'ime ahịa. Shameless animal, shameless idiot. Ndị Igbo na-fight IPOB unu makwana ewerela ndị Igbo tee ha unu tee ha nsị nnama tee ha ihe ọjọọ. Onye Igbo ewuzi if you like be the richest man in Igbo land, you are nothing without IPOB. You are nothing without Nnamdi Kanu. Let me stop here so far. What I want to conclude, if your IPOB stand firm for your people, the highest thing you have in this earth is IPOB. You can see it is very clear to understand. Support DOS. Support the IPOB now you are alive. Yeah. Because there will be a time you are no more alive.
Thank you, sir.
This is the opportunity you have. Thank you, Mazi Iyke.
All right, thank you so very much. This is Radio Biafra USA 2. We finally come to the end of today's broadcast. Please stay tuned because Mazi Alozie is coming in next. From me, we are going to be able to come back to you again tomorrow at the same time. But meanwhile, please stay on because Mazi Alozie is next. This is Radio Biafra USA 2. We're off the air at this point. I've turned down all the phone lines, so we're not taking any more calls from anybody. All right. So but tomorrow we'll be here again. Tomorrow down all the phone lines, so we're not taking any more calls from anybody. All right. So.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the KTH 910 a.m. interview of the week here on the Guadalupe Radio Network in North Texas. I'm Dave Palmer, and Cecil is running our board. Thank you for being a part of our audience and listening. I enjoy the topics that we talk about in this program. This particular program is being recorded on Wednesday, June 19th, which is significant because it's Juneteenth, and that is called National Independence Day. It is the ending of slavery in the U.S. That is what it commemorates. And we didn't plan it this way, but we are talking about a topic that is very related, not so much related to the United States, but to the country of Nigeria and to the Republic of Biafra. And if you are a regular listener of this program, you know that we've done several interviews about the situation in Biafra because we have friends here locally who are from Biafra, from Nigeria, and they really want to bring to our consciousness and our awareness what's going on there, because often we Americans are very focused on what's going on right here, and we don't really know what's going on in other parts of the world, and unfortunately it's not reported a whole lot in the news either. So I welcome in studio three guests, principally our wonderful friend and often volunteer. In fact, she was here for our recent summer share-a-thon just last week, Augustina Madu Odedika. And also I have with me Charles Owuzie and also Chioma Marcel. And I hope I pronounced all those right. And so welcome to each of you. Thank you so much for being here. I know this is a very important topic, something that you all feel very passionate about, and I hope we can convey that to our listeners so that they can pray and support the effort as well. So let me start with you, Charles. And for those listening and maybe just learning about this for the first time, let's provide a bit of a history lesson starting mid-40s, 1940s, with the country of Nigeria, the region of Biafra. Can you give us a little bit of history from then to now, if you could, in a few minutes?
Yes. Thank you, Dave, and thank you, listeners, and thank you, Guadalupe Radio, for always being there for us. And today's appearance here is an act of providence. America is observing emancipation. And somewhere in West Africa, in Nigeria, to be precise, people are not free. A lot of oppression. Quickly to your question, sir. Biafra is located in Nigeria, within Nigerian territory, and Nigeria herself had her independence from Britain in 1960. But a little after the 1960, barely 6 years after the independence, there was crisis, which led to pogrom, which first of all started with a military coup, led to pogrom, led to massacre of the southern Christian people. And this metamorphosed and pushed Biafrans into self-defense when it turned out to be a genocide and a jihad in disguise. So, but before 1960, what we have in Nigeria at the time were skirmishes here and there, especially in the north, that were targeted against the southerners, against the predominantly Christian Biafrans. But it was like, okay, yeah, you didn't belong here and you don't know what is happening. But when Nigeria became an independent nation, it dawned on everybody that, hey, this is what it is. It is a jihad. It is a genocide. We went through 30-month civil war, and from 1967 that ended in 1970. Unfortunately, from 1970 to this day, that genocide is still going on in Biafra land. It's systematic. You don't see it, but you feel it, and you know it's there. And people in Biafra region are scared. Everybody is frightened. We don't even have intellectuals speaking for us again after the death of one of our brothers who will dare the bull in the eye and tell them, look, what you are doing is wrong. So nobody is speaking, and it has generated and increased the pressure for Biafra to seek self-determination, so that rather than get us all killed, let us be on our own and stop the massacre of Biafran people.
Mm-hmm. Can you give us an idea, how many people are we talking about from, I guess, mid-60s or so when you said the trouble started? Here we are in 2024. We're talking about what is the population of Biafra, and how many people have lost their lives, approximately?
Between 1967 and 1970, you are looking at 5.8 million.
Wow.
Yes. And out of this number, a colossal number of 3-point-something million were Biafran children that died out of malnutrition, because Biafra was blockaded both land and sea. And I recall that in the process of that genocide, an American citizen here by the name of Bruce Mayrock burnt himself in front of a United Nations, and he said, no, if this cannot be happening to people, human beings like himself. And even Steve Jobs stopped going to church because of the Biafran massacre. So from that time till now, you're looking at about 10 million people, because they are killing us systematically. The ones we know is the ones we talk about. And during that first war, the British Broadcasting Corporation never allowed the news of Biafra to get out the way it should. But today, to the glory of God, we have social media, and we have a place like Guadalupe Radio. So once in a while, you give us opportunity to come and let the world know what we are going through. And we are eternally grateful, sir.
Yeah, thank you for that synopsis of the history. That makes it a lot more clear. Augustina, if I may ask you, we talk about the North being primarily Muslim, the South being primarily Christian, but then you also have this region of Biafra. So, how is Biafra different from the rest of the South? If we simplify it and say Muslim North, Christian South. Well, what's unique about Biafra itself?
Biafrans are Igbo Christian people, and we reside mostly in the southeast region of Nigeria now. Okay. So the west part are the Yoruba people, and Yoruba people is a different nation. Biafra nation is different. Oduduwa nation, that's what they call the Yoruba people. But then we are separate and different from the northern region that are mostly Arewa region, and they are mostly Hausas, Thieves, and other ethnic groups. The Fulanis, who are the jihadists and the terrorists, are actually not indigenous to the space we call Nigeria today. They came from the Sahel, and they took over the northern part of Nigeria, and they have been killing, systematically taking over the northern part of Nigeria, and they have made the northern part of Nigeria Muslims. They have converted all of the northern part of Nigeria into Muslim nation now, and they continue to recruit those people who now live in the northern part of Nigeria to continue the genocide. But who they are after usually are the Christians, and the Christians live in the south. The Yoruba people are Christians, the Igbo people are the Biafran people, who are in the east are Christians. So now that they have Fulanized and Islamized the northern part of Nigeria completely, they are now pushing southwards, and they have been doing it for many years. The genocide against the Igbo and Biafran Christians is real. And sometimes we think these things are made up stories. It is quite real, because I'm coming back from Biafra Nation. Just came back about 3 weeks ago. I went there to visit with my relatives and my friends, and Christians are today, even as we speak, being killed. Now what they have done is that they have exported the state actors who are military. The Nigerian military has bought into the Fulani Islamization of Nigeria. And why do they do that? Because the people who are leading Nigeria are all Muslims. The president of Nigeria is a Muslim. The vice president of Nigeria is a Muslim. They have always insisted that Muslims and the Fulani people rule Nigeria. And this is made possible, I think, by some of the Western powers. And Britain is who we lay this at their feet, because they colonized Nigeria. And when they left Nigeria, they gave the power to the Fulanis, who they thought would do their bid. And what they wanted is just the resources from that region of the world. And the Fulanis will give them the resources of Nigeria. The other nations contained in Nigeria were not able to promise them that, so they gave power to the Fulanis. The Fulanis have now Islamized the northern part, and now they want to take over all of Nigeria. So everything that is happening to the Igbos is stemming from the fact that in the land of Biafra is where oil and gas deposits in Nigeria is. And because our region contains the oil and the gas, Biafra land is under siege because Nigeria needs it to be Nigeria. If there is no oil and gas in Biafra nation, there is no Nigeria. You wouldn't even hear about Nigeria. Nigeria would just be one of the African countries that you don't hear about. So what we are alleging and what is actually playing out in our lives is that we are very, very poor right now, even though we have the most resource in Nigeria. The oil and gas come from our land. But the British government supports Nigeria to continue to get the oil and gas to subjugate and suppress Biafra nation so that they can hold us. They're actually holding us hostage so that we can continue to be there, to supply their milk, supply the oil and gas. that makes Nigeria go.
So the natural resources are in that part of the country.
And that is why they're holding us, yes.
Well, thank you. I want to come back and hear more about your time there, because I know you spent a number of weeks in Biafra recently, but I want to bring Chioma into the conversation. And what would you like to contribute as far as your take, or maybe what you hear from people that are there? Do you have relatives there? And what do you think our listeners should know about the situation there?
Thank you very much, Dave. Thanks for bringing us back again. Actually, we do hear a lot that is going on. And with what my sister just mentioned, that Biafra land is under siege because of the resources. Currently, Biafra should be the most peaceful area in Nigeria. But the government of Nigeria don't want it to be so. We have peace-loving people in Biafra land, but Nigerian government doesn't want it to be so. So currently, as we are speaking, on the 30th of May, like my brother said, the government sent down about 10,000 military troops to Biafra land. And when you come into Biafra land now,